don't think he. Bam, we're live. You have to get. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say I was running around trying to get everything together. So good thing I wasn't running around here like naked or something. James would have got a nice show before we started.
Technical difficulties don't stop nobody. We're here. We're ready to rock. Boys. Thanks for having me on.
Hi, Brian.
Seven, you're gonna have to explain the first comment that came up today.
Yes, Daddy, show us the fun. I really hope that's me and not you they're talking about. But dude, is that a man or a woman saying that? If it's a woman, I'll take either.
Disclaimer: there's going to be a lot of my friends on here that are going to troll. It's going to be awesome. I guarantee you're going to get some more comments like that.
Good. Subscribe and like and fucking boost the algorithm.
Yes, sir.
If you don't subscribe and like, we're gonna do this to James. Look at bam, gone.
Oh,
Three
not
old
again,
dudes
bro.
instead.
Not
Three old dudes
again.
instead. Guys, if you are not you guys, the other guys listening, if someone's running towards the edge of a cliff, do you think it's better to say, "Hey, stop," or to say, "Hey, don't worry if you can't stop. It's a 2-minute fall to the bottom, so you got 2 minutes of life left in you. I'm an optimist. Don't worry. Just run off the edge. If you can't stop, it's no big deal." Which one do you guys prefer?
How much do you love the person?
Infinitely.
Infinitely? Oh, you stop them all day.
Yeah, you stop them all day. So those of you out there who are saying dumb shit like I'm insensitive or lack compassion, by the way, there's only like 3 of you in the world, or that I hate fat people, you couldn't be further from the truth. You're crazy. You're crazy as you sit there and tell people it's okay to eat a little bit of sugar. I understand you're 400 pounds overweight and you're in a cart and you drive around Disneyland in it, but you have a thyroid issue. That's not me. I love those people. You feign compassion by telling them and arguing their limitations for them. I understand. Uncle Buck got you when you're sick. It's okay. No, it's not okay. Stop doing that to them. Stop doing that to them. I wish one of my friends, when I was a pudgy, fat little high school kid, and I would show off to get attention and eat a 44-pack of soft tacos from Taco Bell, one of my friends would have pulled me off to the side and said, "Hey, dude, you're a beautiful young man. Don't do that." I just wish one of you pussies would have said that. And instead, we got people out there who are like feigning to be nice to fat people. Hey, and let me tell you something. No one finds human beings more attractive on this planet than me. None. I would bone a fat chick in a second. I'd get naked in bed with the Smith brothers. Tell me I fucking think I hate fat people.
Welcome to the show, James. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Great way to start the morning, man.
Up sometimes.
Savon, who got in your head, bro?
I just this one chick on the Fittest Docs Instagram, and then she says stuff, but I like it because then it gives me something to think about in the shower besides my big dong. Because when you have a giant dong like me, you can't be left alone with it. So I'm just she's sitting there talking about being compassionate towards obese people, but then arguing their limitations for them. Don't do that. We have a serious problem. We need like honest talk.
Savon, were you one of them?
Yeah, I was
overweight anytime.
Yeah, hell yeah. I'm still overweight. I still can't stand my you will not find a picture of me with my shirt off.
Dude, I was the same in 6th and 7th grade, man.
I have to drink 12 fucking beers when I land in Hawaii to take my shirt off.
Oh my god.
Hi, Katie.
12 beers.
Sevon and friends, thank you for giving me something to look forward to every day while I'm deployed. Thank you for your deployment. By the way, friends is capitalized, apostrophe S, friend. You're talking about Brian, right? Thank you. Oh man,
coming in hot.
How old are you, James?
I'm 19, my man.
That's awesome.
James, when do you turn 20?
Turn 20 in May.
Excellent.
I know I have a page of notes here somewhere, the James Sprague. And will you pronounce your last name for me?
Yeah, Sprague. You got it right, man. Some people say Sprague. Some people say Sprague. You know, I just go with it.
And how old's your dad?
He is 56.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, dude.
Who just turned 57? I saw Keanu Reeves.
Really?
Yeah, your dad's younger than John Wick.
he still looks in his 30s, bro. This guy's in his prime still.
And are your parents still together?
They're not. They divorced about 10 years back.
Oh shit! So you were like that's like traumatizing age,
Dude. It was traumatizing for about a year, and then it became cool because you get double of everything.
Oh, you sound like my kids.
Are you still? I'm still
together with my wife, but my wife was at work last night, and my two youngest kids were at my mom's house, and my oldest son's like, "Hey, where are my brothers?" And I go, "Oh, me and your mom split up," and he goes, "What?" And I'm like, "Yeah, they don't live here anymore." And his first thing was, "Can I go live with them?" Like, not like, "Oh, this is cool to be with dad." Yeah, my wife doesn't like me doing those jokes to the kids.
Are those a common joke in the house? Or those
No, that was actually the first time I tried that. He's 7. I thought he was mature enough for it. Nah, 7's not a good time to start making the divorce jokes with your kid.
Dude, they still hit different to me sometimes at 19, bro.
Yeah. Yeah. I was 3 when my parents divorced. So I don't think I took the brunt of it, but my sister, she's like 72 and she's still pissed about it. Like she's still like, she don't like it. Yeah, there he is. So your dad, how long have you been doing CrossFit?
I've been in it for about 6 years now. And like I was saying earlier, like in 6th and 7th grade, I was like super overweight and just unhappy with my quality of life. And I went to the gym with my dad one day and was like, hey, this thing sounds pretty cool, this CrossFit thing. Like my dad had been to the games twice before the first time I even stepped in the gym. And I was always super supportive of his dream. And then when I stepped in the gym, I was like that was when I felt like I was in the epitome of downfall of my life. Like it was just like this time where I had no passion, felt like I didn't have purpose. And then when I stepped in the CrossFit gym, it like all changed from there for the first time.
At 13?
Yeah.
What did you
13.
do? Like what were your passions at 13? Just like, did you watch TV or go out with friends or sports?
Everything the average 13-year-old would do, go cause ruckus, go make trouble somewhere.
Yeah.
Let's see, get in a lot of trouble at school. Me and my friends in 8th grade would have competitions to see who could get more yellow slips, which were like not like the worst punishment, but like just like screwing around type of thing. And they were
right.
It was like no harm, no foul kind of punishment. And yeah, I played baseball for 8 years. I did swim team for 6 or 7 years. Played soccer for 8. I was the fat goalie who didn't move, so it was kind of nice.
So you were on swim team as a chubby kid.
I was, and
that sucks.
Which is like, it's so funny because 7. Do you know what he looks like now?
Yeah.
Skinny.
Yeah.
Tall and not. I don't know about skinny. You're putting on some muscle for sure, but
thanks, brother.
Not the short fat kid that used to swim in the pool.
How tall are you?
I'm 6'2", and even if I grow more, I don't think I'm gonna say that I'm 6'3" because I don't want to keep growing. I want to stay at this height.
Right.
I just want to fall out of the Ben Bergeron CrossFit Games height window.
Right, for sure.
Is that a thing?
Well, we had him on the show, and I said, hey, my first thing out of my mouth is to tell people don't ever try to go to the CrossFit Games. It's just too hard. Like, set your goals a little lower, like going to Mars or something. Like, going to the games is just, and winning the games is nuts. And so he gave us like these 10 checkpoints of like someone should, if you don't fall into these like kind of criteria, you shouldn't even try going to the games. And it was tongue in cheek. He's not saying it like, I don't know if tongue in cheek's the right phrase. He wasn't saying it like to be an asshole. He was just saying, but like, hey, if you're 5'4", Colton Mertens, like you shouldn't bank on it.
He does have the one starting weightlifting at 15 under his belt though. So you do got one of the plus column for yourself there, James.
Hey, let's go. Savon,
and he's got some pathologies. He's got some axes to grind. He got the divorced parents. He got the fat kid syndrome. He's like kind of got a little bit like, fuck you, I'll show you guys.
Do you think that a short person or a tall person is going to do better at the games? Like outlier short, outlier tall.
Oh, that's a good question.
Souza, what did you say?
Said short person.
I think it depends on the year.
Oh, geez, I hate it when someone says that. Oh, well, the programming will pick the winner. But what sucks is Brian's probably right.
Brian's always right.
A year?
Yeah.
Who do you think, Brian, or who do you think, James? I have no idea.
you know, statistically, I think we've seen the bigger tall dudes do well. I mean, if you look at Fikowski, he's always up there, and me and Fikowski have the same build.
Yeah,
Let's just let-
Fikowski, I would love to say that me and Fikowski have the same build.
He's definitely more filled out than I am.
What a great thing to say. I don't have any current photos for my Tinder, but I look like this guy, and you just post a picture of Fikowski. My camera on my phone is broken, but I look like this guy. Can you pull up, Caleb? Can you pull up that picture of that from his Instagram that I think I sent it in an email this morning? If you can't, I can. I want to know who this guy is.
That's my dad. Allstate Insurance.
Who Jane?
You're in good hands, baby.
Hey, who's that guy in the middle?
That's the guy who commented the comment in the very beginning. Who go, is that a chick?
Oh, okay.
His name's Sam. He's one of my best boys.
How tall is he?
Sam is, you know, if I short him here, he's gonna be mad at me. So I'm gonna go 5'6".
So he's 5'5".
That's not my words.
If you pushed his hair down, he fits nicely under your chin. Right?
It's amazing, dude. Yep.
Because for a second, I thought that was Colton Mertens. I was like, wow, does he train with Colton Mertens? But that was probably just wishful thinking.
Dude, they look alike. And I think that a lot of people compare him to Colton Mertens, and he doesn't like it. He says his mullet's better than Colton Mertens.
His mullet, that is a really nice mullet.
Is he the same age as you?
He's almost a year older. And I said goodbye to him about a month ago because he ditched me to go basically live with his girlfriend in Wisconsin.
Oh, wow.
Oh, he's nearby here.
I respect it, though.
Wow.
He's actually pretty fit, Savan. He made the quarterfinals last year. He whipped up on me that's for sure.
Ooh.
What? Tell me his name again.
Sam Schoen.
Is it shown?
Oh,
yeah.
Okay, yeah. I saw that. Does he have games aspirations, James?
He does. Yeah, he wants to be big one day.
And how about the other dude over there? The guy who looks like Ron Howard.
His name is Cole Harrinan. He's a coach for my company, and he's one of my good buddies as well.
How do you have all these guys that are so fit?
You know, that's a great question. I guess the Pacific Northwest supplies great fit dudes.
That's where you are. You're in the Pacific. Where are you?
I'm right near Seattle. It's a
oh my
little
God,
town.
I'm so
called
sorry.
Snoqualmie. Dude,
I'm so sorry. Oh my goodness.
It's been a great place to live, but that's why I'm moving to Florida in 2 weeks, man.
When you go down for Wataplooza, you're not coming back.
I'm not coming back.
Whoa.
But you made the most of your last couple of weeks in
true.
In Washington. Last week you hung out with Cole Sager, trained with him the whole week, I think.
Yeah, so I got the privilege to train with Sager twice. Once was the day before Christmas, so it was like a Christmas gift, and then 2 days after, I was supposed to go home, and I asked my brother, I was like, can we stay a little bit longer? I want to go train with this dude, and got to go to his garage, and we threw down. The guy's just such a giver. Like he just wants to help other people grow, and so it's really cool to like experience training alone with him, just because he is so serious about his training, and also like has so much fun with it. So it's like a really fun mix to be around.
When you say it was a Christmas gift, did you're just
no.
Okay. I was thinking like maybe your dad called him and was like,
No.
hey, because people have done. I'm sure people have done that with Cole. I know people have done that with Josh Bridges. Like they called Josh Bridges. They're like, I give you $1,000 if my son can come over to your house.
Wow.
And then they drop Josh Bridges off they drop their kid off at Josh Bridges' house and work out.
Come on, you said you weren't going to say anything about that.
For a day of fun. That's beautiful. No, I think that the stigma of like looking at these guys, like as a young competitor, like a couple years ago, all these guys were like, whoa, they're all big shots, like huge dudes. Like I'd be so nervous to meet them. And now it's like, I want to beat them in the competition floor. So it's like, I don't look at them that way anymore. Still have all the utmost respect for them, but it's like, I want to go out there and put the hammer down. These are my guys I got to beat.
Cole's kind of reminds me of like the Amanda Barnhart of the dudes. Like just with his shaved head and that clean look. Like if you put him and Amanda next to each other and had them stand perfectly still, they would look like statues. You know what I mean? Like they would just be like.
Is Cole still working with Ben?
He is, yeah. They still have all the athletes. I think Catherine's the only one that has left. But then the whole Coach Harry thing leaving, like I think Ben's a sole coach now for ComTrain.
Who's Harry?
Harry Paley or Pally. We've talked about him. He used to be like Ben Bergeron was the guy in the front of the camera. Harry was kind of his right-hand man behind the camera, doing a lot of the programming, coaching some of the top athletes. But there are a lot of coaches in the CrossFit or in the comp train hierarchy that have been there for a while. So I wouldn't be surprised if someone like Dan has been there for a long time, might have elevated a little bit into a role or replace some of the stuff that Harry used to do.
Tell me some other like Batman and Robin pairs. So there's Ben and Harry. There's Matt and Jake, right?
Yeah, sure.
Right? Isn't that what? No, that's not a good parallel. Matt Fraser and Jake Marconi. That's not.
I mean, they've been around for like 4 months or maybe 8 months, and you're talking about guys who've been around for 8 years. So,
all right. James, if you're Batman, who's your Robin? Do you have is it Emma Carey?
I'd say it's Dallin Pepper. You had him on the show.
Yes.
He is my right hand training boy. But lately it's been the baseball dudes who have been throwing down with me every day in the gym. I got 2 baseball dudes who come and do my whole workout with me every day. And I guess they're my Robins right now. I have 2 Robins.
Nice.
You stole Dallin Pepper's personality, I think. You have like 2 personalities and he has 0.
Dude, he's still salty about how the podcast went because his thing cut out, I'm pretty sure, his Wi-Fi connection. I'm like, dude, you'll get a second chance.
That was a common thing with the Riverside platform we used before. So
you upgraded.
Should I make an admission here, Savan?
Yeah, please.
When you asked me of athletes that who are competing at Wodapalooza that we should get on the podcast, I considered Dallin, but then I was like, no, let's get someone with some personality.
Oh, yeah.
The thing is, and it is a misnomer to say he doesn't have personality. The thing is he's so squeaky clean.
That's right.
Like you lift up the mat and you just want to find like some crumbs under there. There's nothing.
Dude, I've tried for years. First time I went over there was like to Utah, his hometown, was for the team series after our first CrossFit games together. And he's just like just such a good human being. It's like you can't be mad at the dude.
He oozes that. He's like you picture him like a cartoon character, like in a white suit, and you throw him in a mud puddle, and then he steps out, and all the mud just drips off him. You know what I mean? Like, and he's I can't tell. He's a grower, not a shower, huh? I mean, not only is he a big dude, but this guy, when he works out, he turns into the Hulk.
Have
you noticed that? Pat Barber was like that.
But like 5 or 6 inches shorter.
Dallin.
Yeah, Dallin. He's also around 6'1", isn't he?
Yeah, he's big as well. He's been growing, but he's trying to cut down because I think his only weakness is running. So as long as he's lighter and can run, I think he's going to do well.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't fitness that really kept him out of the games last year. It was just a lack of experience with the D-ball. He was definitely fit enough to be there.
For sure.
Is he Sam Quant 2.0, you think?
Dallin Pepper?
Yeah.
Go ahead, James.
We went to Sam's garage less than a year ago. I brought Cole Grieshaber, Dallin, my buddy Ethan, Tudor, and I. We went to Sam Quant's garage, which is funny you say that, and we all threw down basically the same workout. And it's funny to see them side by side because like Dallin's just so much bigger than all these dudes you see on TV on the CrossFit games, and it's like, dude, it's not even a comparison.
Well, but I mean, you, Cole, and Dallin are all over 6 feet tall and filling into your bodies. I mean, you guys are a wave of a new generation coming that's going to be intimidating on the floor, but also just physically.
Hey, let's go. That's the goal.
Quant was special when he showed up, man. He was young and nasty. I think he won an event his first games, right? Like some cycling barbell event.
Yeah,
DT.
I can't remember if it was double DT or heavy DT. I think it might have been heavy DT.
I think he won double in 2015, and then 2016 the heavy one. Who won that? I think it was BK Goodmanson.
Oh, hey, Souza, keep James's number in case when Brian gets recruited to actually do real events. We'll have James be the new with John Young, the new commentator. He can be our third string. Look at him; he knows his shit,
dude. I had so much fun there was this competition called the Pit Teens Throwdown in September. Brian was supposed to be there. I never know why he ditched us. I was sad about that.
Hold on. Let me write that down. Why did Brian ditch teens? Okay, we'll come back to that.
So yeah, he was supposed to be there with us, but I was the commentator all weekend, and I can surely say that commentating for a little teenage comp, it wasn't so little. It was awesome competition, but I was so exhausted after like 10 to 12 hours of just whoa, just like announcing everything you see. Dude, it's tiring. Like Nikki Brazier's got a hard job.
We'll give him 50-50 on his remembering statistics. It was double DT that Quant won, but it was Ben Smith who won heavy DT.
Oh, dang it.
Oh.
Dang it. Next time, quiz me again.
Sevan, just scratch your name off the list.
Yeah.
That's all it takes, really.
Send me a text. Forget his number.
No, we're desperate. We're desperate. And the way people recruit people off this show, we're going to go through people like it's going to be a lot of people. You were 180 pounds in the 7th grade?
I was.
And what do you have? Is that
wait, how tall were you then?
I was, let's see, probably 5'4" to 5'6".
And now you're 6'2".
Yeah.
You're not going to ever get any taller. And how much do you weigh now?
205.
So you gained 8 inches and only 25 pounds.
Yep. I went through a period in 8th to 9th grade where I was like, during my first CrossFit games in 2017, I was 145 to 150, and I was 6'2". So I was so skinny. Oh no, dude. Oh no.
Yeah. I think this is his very first post on his Instagram.
I think it's the second one. I think the split jerk was the very first post.
Dude.
495 split
There's
jerk.
me and little Tudor going down. This is Tudor was my first training buddy ever. And this is our little bat cave we were training.
You know Tudor Magda is, Sevan?
I don't, but I'd like to.
He's a former champion of CrossFit Games in the teenage division. And these guys were trained to, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's just random that they're all up there in the same area.
What happened to Tudor? Is he still in the game?
Yeah, he was at West Coast Classic with James and Dallin this past season. And he's younger than them. He's like a full year younger than you guys? Maybe 2 years behind Dallin?
Me.
Oh, okay.
2 months younger than me, and then almost a year behind Dallin.
What years did you compete in the CrossFit Games?
I was there 2017 and 2019, but as a teen.
What happened in 2018? You just didn't make it?
Dude, I screwed my knee up so bad and tried to push it. And I was like, I'm invincible. I'm 16. And broke my knee down more. And basically, like, you have a patella, the bone, and mine had a crack down the middle of it. And I kept training on it. And I basically then threw in the towel and got bone cement in my knee and took a long time to recover. And then I came back 2019 and I was told I wouldn't compete again. And I was like, screw that. Like, let's go out. Let's go try it. Like, and I'm good. I just had to rehab a lot.
There's another one, Sevan, more in the pathology.
The injury, like overcome that?
Just add it to the list. Divorced, fat, injured. Won't ever compete again. How many guys have we talked to who said you'll never compete again, or you won't be able to come back for this many years, or you can't do this competition, and they just use that to leverage it.
Yeah, everybody who's gotten surgery has that same thing.
In the hood, they called him broke back Fraser. Broke back Fraser. Didn't Fraser break his back? It has 2 meanings, by the way. Caleb, can I see what a cracked patella looks like? Is that the thing I just see on top that I call a kneecap? You call that a patella?
You got it.
You cracked that thing, huh?
Yeah, dude. It did not feel good. And I didn't know it for so long. And then I just kept training on it because like I said, like, you think you're invincible at 16, you can recover from anything. And it eventually just stopped me in my tracks when I couldn't bend my knee at all. It was just ugh.
And why put bone cement in there? Why not just let it it won't fill itself?
I don't exactly know. They said there was other stuff they had to clean up too that I wasn't aware of. It was a bunch of cartilage and whatever too. It was gross, man. I was bad to myself. And so that's something I'm always extra careful about in my training. But, I still got a little tendonitis going on, but nothing nearly like that was. It doesn't hurt in training. It's when you just train a lot, your tendons get a little sore and little things come up, but I'm good now.
What was the recovery on that like? How long before you were underneath weight again?
They said it was supposed to be 10 months. And by the 5-month mark, it was just like Sarah Sigma's daughter with her ACL. Like, she sped it up. I was underweight at about the 5-month mark. After 3 months, I was walking great with no brace. By but I was trying not to be in a rush for once to heal.
Yeah. That's also the common pattern amongst our injured athletes is that they come back in about half the time. That's always recommended.
Yep.
You need.
Superhuman.
I like Mike M's comment. You need to be fit to survive the rioting. I missed the rioting season up here in Seattle for. Do you? How crazy is that they let people take like blocks and blocks of the city?
Dude,
They let
I've
people
never
take
been
over
involved.
a police station there.
Yeah.
How you can't let people take over the police station?
You can't.
You can't
it's a
let
bummer,
people
man.
do that. Yeah,
It's a bummer.
There,
It really
there has
is.
to be some rules, like you can't let people storm the Capitol building. I think under any circumstance, even if they're like benign protesters, like just old lady protesters, doesn't matter. You can't do that. You can't let people do $700 million damage to a city like Ferguson. You just can't let people start a police station on fire. Like our public officials, even if you hate them from AOC to Trump, you got to protect them. I mean, physically. I mean, we already destroy them on the internet. Don't let people. It's a nuts. Seattle is bizarre. Do you have a
Florida's
girlfriend?
looking better and better.
Yeah,
It
it
is,
really
man.
is.
It's looking real good. What was that, Savon?
Do you have a girlfriend?
I'll answer this with no words.
Oh, meaning like that? Those are her hair ties.
These are scrunchies. This is what the cool kids do. They wear. It's like a guy gives his girlfriend their sweatshirts.
Yeah.
The girl gives the guy the scrunchies. Yeah, her name is Danica.
Okay, not Danica Patrick,
No,
Danica.
that gets commonly confused.
because she probably doesn't even come up to your waist.
Is she a shorty?
So short.
Yeah, she's like surprisingly short in person.
Oh my gosh. Have you met her?
I've just seen her. Maybe
She goes
at
to the
game.
CrossFit games
Yeah.
almost every year, and
Wow.
ended up sitting. I think she was hanging out with Annie Sakamoto one year, and
Oh, wow.
sitting right next to us. And they stood up, and like she wasn't very much taller than Annie.
Gotcha.
When she's with Dave at the game, she looks like Dave's daughter. No shit, she is tiny, and she'll cruise around with the WWE wrestler guy, and he's a giant. What's that guy's name? I was gonna say, you know who you'd be a good couple with? Your girlfriend should tune out now.
Oh my gosh.
Is a Sydney Michalation. Do you know who that is? She might be a little old for you. She might be like 22 or something. Do you know who that is?
I don't know who that is.
Did I say her name right?
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's way better than Hapalappin when you
Oh
say
my
that.
gosh. You guys get some tough names on here.
Cindy Michalation. She's awesome. And I think she might be tall too. How tall is she? Was tall, right?
She's like 5'7", yeah, probably 5'7".
Yeah, she's a giant.
She's from Canada, James. She made the games this past year for the first time. She actually won the Wadapalooza RX division the last time they had it, which is not the top division. That's the step down.
Yeah.
And Guy Mayeros won that division for the men, and both of them ended up making the games this past year. So I'm sure we'll talk about Wodapalooza here in a minute, but it's important. I think people should recognize that even if you're not in the top division at Wodapalooza, it's not a slate on you. Like that RX division is stacked, and it's a lot of really good people coming up in the sport.
But you won't get on this show. Just so that's the distinction. You won't get on this show.
Well, if you do, if you're like almost that good, and you happen to be very good at something else that piques Sevon's interest, maybe.
Yeah, like what? Give me an example.
Bullfighting.
Right. I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
You're the world's greatest bullfighter, and you're in the RX division. You can come on the show.
We love you.
But if you're just like someone with dreams, and you haven't made the I think we have a guy in the RX division who's going to help us like hold a camera.
I think he's in the scale division.
Oh, is that different? Isn't RX scaled?
Negative.
No, there's 5 divisions. There's at Wodapalooza: Elite, RX, Intermediate, Beginner, and Scaled. Maybe it's Scaled then Beginner.
Yeah,
And then they have
scale is
that
where
gauntlet,
they work
right?
out with their shirts on.
And then there's the Gauntlet. Yeah.
Wait, there were some good comments made. You go first, James. What did you say?
I said there's like a gauntlet as well. They literally do everything there at Waza.
And what did you say? There's this division with shirts on and shirts off. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Scaled his shirts on. Everything else is skins.
I've never heard that. That's amazing.
Okay, so you go in 2000. Tell me about the first time you go to the CrossFit Games. This build up. How long had you been doing CrossFit? You were 14 when you went, so you'd only been doing it a year.
Yeah, I think less than a year before I actually went to the CrossFit Games. And then, you know, it was one of those things where I didn't know what to expect at all. Kind of just went in and was like, hey, let's go have some fun. And then out of this, it's called like the online qualifier, whatever, how you qualify for the games as a teen or a master. And I came out of it in second in 2017. And then I like expected such high things of myself going to the games, like for my first time, like, oh, I'm going to go win this thing. Like I'm only coming out with a gold medal, blah, blah, blah. Like, which is the champion's mindset, but was so disappointed when I didn't come out with like even a podium finish. I was just short. I got fourth. And I thought it was everything at the time. Like I was like, this is my life revolves around this. Like this is all that matters. I'm just so angry about it. And for about 3 weeks after the games, I was like, dang, like this just stings. And then I shortly came to realize like there's so much more to life than CrossFit. Like even for the most like professionals out there, like they make their whole life CrossFit, but there's still other things out there. And I was like, you know what? You're just a kid. You're learning. Like give yourself a break. And I was like, I'll be back for years to come. So there's plenty of time for redemption, plenty of time to make that up. But you know, it was so much fun learning out there and like following in my dad's footsteps. He competed the year before and then kind of flip-flopped. He came to watch me the next year. And I competed, and it was just so fun making all those friends, man.
Is that what's wrong with just being really hard on yourself and just being like, okay, I'm either going to get on the assault bike or put a gun in my mouth. Like what's wrong with having that dedication? What's wrong with like being that hard on yourself? I
don't think there's anything wrong with it. At a certain point, like you should feel what you're feeling and always like be in tune with your emotions and what you're feeling. But when you beat yourself up about something for too long, it's like, is it really helping anything? Like,
right.
So like I allowed myself to be like, oh, this hurts. Like this sucks. But like for multiple weeks at a time and letting it affect how I treat family, friends, everything, I was like, that's when it becomes too much and you need to step back and really reevaluate like what are you doing?
Yeah, that hit home when you said when you start treating family and friends differently, right?
Yeah.
You still, yeah. Mm-hmm. Did you do that? It was kind of like you were just like walking around moping, just kicking plates, like get up later, watch more TV. Like
it was more of a constantly replaying that last event in my head about like I couldn't do a handstand push-up. So like everyone saw me at West Coast this year not being able to do strict handstand push-up. That was not the first time. It was like it was 2017 was the first time. It was like Diane for the last workout. Dude, I was doing singles and failing singles in the round of 21, which is the first round of Diane, if you're not familiar with it. And now that's like everyone at the games can do that unbroken easily. Like it's not even a challenge. So I think that.
So you start to feel sorry for yourself. It's the voice is like, I can never do this because I'll never be able to do 21 unbroken. That kind of shit. Yeah, exactly. Like not understanding the long-term growth and thinking I'm always going to stay this way. But obviously like for any teens listening, like everyone thinks that. Everyone thinks like, I'm never going to get bigger. I'm never going to be like this guy's. But it comes. Some
adults
so
think that too.
Yeah, dude.
There are no adults in the CrossFit Games, by the way. There are no adults.
We're all
not
kids.
even in the 65 division. No one with a mature mindset would participate in the CrossFit Games past the open.
I was looking back
hard.
at that.
It's too dangerous.
At that year, James.
Yeah.
Did you ever keep Dallin won that year? Did you ever keep in touch with any of the other guys that you competed against? I mean, I know Tudor was in that division that year as well.
Let's see. You know,
it just seems like a small community. Like you guys go there, and the teenage divisions have historically been pretty international too. So it wouldn't surprise me if not.
Yeah. I would say that about half of them, I still have their contact information. Like, cause there was 20 that year. There was a lot of just really funny characters. We had this kid named Simon. Where was he from? He was somewhere. I think it was Austria or something. He's from Austria. Don't quote me on that. But,
Austria, where you must get your vaccine by February 2nd, or we're going to take you to a cage and burn you to death.
Oh my God.
Have a nice day. Austria, come visit us soon. Sorry, did I say February 2nd? Maybe it's February 22nd.
Good thing he was from Poland, so he's
Poland.
Poland, he's fine. He's fine.
Good. He's good. So me and Dallin were like, oh, I feel like shit this morning. And he goes, I shit 3 times this morning, and he didn't understand like what we were saying. So we were just like, this is so funny. Like there's so many characters there, man. We had this Islamic model named Ron Zur in our division too. Like he came there in 2019 as well.
Oh wait,
like,
hold on. Caleb, please put that search term in there. You'll be the only person who's ever Googled that Islamic model. Please, I want to see what images. Okay, go on. Sorry, James.
Dude, it was awesome. Like great people. Just learned a lot about everyone there. Like I became friends with literally everyone there, and I looked at those because I was in the 14-15 division. I looked at the 16, 17-year-old guys as like monsters, and also was like, how am I ever going to be that strong? Blah blah blah, and things just add up.
Just in case you were wondering, the podium in the 16-17 from the men that year was Angelo DeChico, Guillermo Mayeros, and Cole Grayshaber. So they were actually all monsters.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't know Guy was in the teen division.
He snatched like 292 or something at the games that year.
Wow, what a great
291.
So he's awesome for all you guys to see. You're like, oh man, this guy just because it must be kind of I guess we could talk about this now. The transition must be crazy. The women have tons of examples, man. They got like just people popping up out of the teen division just wrecking shop, right?
I wouldn't say tons of examples, but Haley Adams, Gabby McGowa, and obviously there's a couple now that are making that jump before they're even out of the teenage division. So,
and what about Mal O'Brien?
which that's what I'm saying. She still technically was in the teenage division this year. So the transition was even less seamless for her.
And Emma Carey.
Same.
And then I just saw this other girl just what is she? I think I saw her snatch 200 pounds, some 16-year-old girl.
Sophie.
It's insane.
Sophie Shaft.
Sophie Shaft, Olivia Kerstetter's done it. She's still only 15 or 16 years old. I mean, yeah, the women, they are getting to be insanely strong and competitive at young ages now.
My son asked me last night while he was watching King Kong. He said, "Can you still lift 200 pounds?" I'm like, "No problem. 6 inches off the ground, like it's my job." This girl's snatching 200 pounds.
That's crazy.
It's nuts, dude.
Yeah, that's
we should.
Wow. Hanson,
Right here.
wow. Did he compete with that? No, they don't have to wear the headgear when they're young, right?
I don't think so. He wasn't in headgear.
Okay.
He was from Israel, by the way.
Israel.
Oh shit.
I don't know if
He
it's
was
called headgear either, but
So was he a Muslim or a Jew? I love it. You're from the Pacific Northwest, dude. They're gonna come to your house and get you, and you don't know the difference between a Muslim and a Jew. You're in a big. You're going to Florida. You're going to Florida.
I'm safe in 2 weeks.
Is that transition? Is that transition scary, James?
You know, that's a great question.
It's a monstrous leap. We talk about it on the show quite a bit during the games last year.
Yeah, so it's one of those things where I'm just so ready to leave, and like I feel like this place, like
no, not that transition. We can. I'd like to talk about going to Florida too.
Yes,
but the transition from boy weights to men weights.
Oh,
I mean, it's nuts.
It was scary when I was weak. Like I'm not as weak anymore, so it's like, oh, they just feel like the average weights now. But like about a year and a half ago, when I was still like when I was just turning 18, like I could barely snatch 225. Like that was my max. Like it was really scary. Like everything felt so heavy all the time. Like you just have to work through it, and eventually it becomes lighter.
Really?
Do you have certain numbers in mind that you're like, man, I know if I really want to compete, I got to get to this snatch. I got to get to this clean and jerk.
Not really, because if you look at like Jason Carroll, you remember him from the games?
Sure.
Yeah, he's like he has like a 245 snatch and like a 315 clean. And like I'm like above that. So it's like you can make up in other areas as long as you go to the right competitions. But it does help. I think that there's sure numbers that I want to be able to hit all the time. Yeah, when you watch this, it's just like, dang, bro. She's so fast under the bar.
It's incredible.
But Jason Carroll's a good example, and really what he's a good example of is how the qualification process is different than the games, because he has made the games 3 times, but he's never finished better than 28th there. And that's what I think is like you can get there without those numbers, but if you want to excel at the games, I think you got to be a little stronger.
True. Yeah. So I'd say numbers I really am looking to hit by end of 22. Like I'd love to have a 275 to 280 snatch. I'd love to clean 350 to 360.
Wow.
honestly, like it's one of those things where my mind's the only thing stopping me. I never thought I would snatch 260, and I did it the other day pretty easily. So it's like you just have to keep believing in yourself, keep showing up.
In right now, I would say like you're in the middle to below average of strength relative to most of the guys you're going to compete against.
Yep.
Is that like, would you rather see a strength test at a competition or not see one, knowing that?
I think it's always going to be there. So I want to see how far I've improved. I would rather have it there. So then I can just know, hey, are we making improvement? If not, what can we change in training?
Is your dad mature?
He is. Yeah, he's really mature.
He is immature or mature?
Mature.
He is?
I can't even like I don't even make dirty jokes with him.
Wow. So, okay. And what is he? Is he like a cop or something?
No, he's a Allstate insurance agent. He basically runs like 5 offices in the greater East Side area over here. He just said,
okay. Yeah, so he has to be mature. Like
Yes.
he can't like just burp. He can't chew his gum with his mouth open because he deals with a lot of people.
He snores.
Yeah. That makes sense. That's at home stuff, and that's kind of mature too. Snoring, I think, is part of the maturation process. You snore when you're a baby, and you snore when you're getting close to dying. Those are like the two. Wow. And have you ever lived out of your house? Do you live at home still?
I do. Yeah, I'm at my mom's most of the time, just because it's so close to my gym, and it's just more comfortable here. She always has good food in the fridge. So
Do you have a bedroom at both do you have a bedroom at both your parents' houses?
I do, and I share it with my brother. My brother and me share a room. We both have our own beds.
And how old's your brother?
He's 21, and he's at college most of the time. He's just on break right now, so he's here.
And is he doing this CrossFit stuff?
He is a college runner, so he is really, really fast. He does cross country and track.
Does he have a poster of Sydney Wells on his over his bed or on his bedroom wall?
If I said who his favorite CrossFitter is, he would probably be mad, but I'm gonna say it anyway. It's Daniel Brandon. He loves her, dude.
Got some competition, Brian. Got some competition.
Who doesn't?
Same with my girlfriend. She's all over Daniel Brandon. I'm like, I don't know if I can introduce you at Wodapalooza to her. You're gonna get hard eyes.
Dude, everyone. She's like everyone.
You too, Savon?
No. I'm a family man. I singularly focused on my wife. Find Danielle Brandon despicable.
I thought you could appreciate the beauty in every human.
I can.
Exactly.
Except for her.
Except for her,
dang.
yes. She's she's totally inappropriate.
Did you see her post the other day with the True Grit?
No, let's look at it and judge her. Come on, please, Caleb. Please pull up Danielle Brandon. Let's talk about how the inappropriateness of Danielle Brandon.
No, it was awesome. It was just the soundtrack in back was pretty funny.
Danielle.
Oh, I did. I know the one you're talking about.
Yeah.
I did see that. That was pretty funny.
That was awesome.
Danielle Brandon's flaked on us twice on the show, and then we still begged her to come back again.
Yeah, but the last couple times she's been solid and shown up.
I know.
Good dude.
She's such a good dude. My goodness. Are your lats that big, James?
I don't know, man. That's tough to beat. She's actually from where I'm from too. She lived in Eastern Washington for a lot of her life. I talked with her at West Coast, and she's lived over here for a long time.
I hope she stays as cool as she is and as approachable as she is. She really is. I mean, that's the thing with her, right? That's why dudes and chicks dig her. She's a dude. Yep. She's a good dude.
This is the one.
Oh yeah, this was crazy. Hey, did you hear that this did you hear the driver, I guess, who named Brandon? Did you guys hear about this? He's losing all his sponsorship.
Wait,
is that true?
It's true.
Why are they coming down on that guy?
That sucks.
He's the enemy.
He probably voted for Joe Biden. It's not his fault.
Yeah, he had nothing to do with it. It's a reporter that said it.
Yeah, that sucks. That someone needs to double down. He needs to and give him a super sponsorship after they give us a fat check. The Sevon podcast.
Hey James, is there a lot of is it friendly in the team competition when you guys are back there, or is everybody kind of sizing each other up? What's that like for you?
Like in the warm up area.
Yeah, and you're one of the taller guys, so I imagine you might get kind of a lot of side eye there as they're sizing you up.
You know, I think that at West Coast, I was nervous because I'm like, oh wow, like these are all the guys I'm competing against. Like I don't know how I'm gonna do. Like now it's like, oh, a bunch of them are just my homies, and we just there to have a good time. I think Wodapalooza especially is like the most community based competition. Not that like people don't want to do well, but people are having more fun at that comp just because of the environment. But yeah, I think that the nerves kind of go away after the first event most of the time. But before the first event, it's like, dang, like it's nerve wracking. People are sizing each other up. People are just like, who's doing what, blah, blah, blah. So yeah.
When you go to Florida in 2 weeks, if you're looking for a job, by the way, feel free to go to barbelljobs.com and just no pressure, but just check it out, look around, see if there's anything you do at a local gym.
I feel like that's a sketchy site. Do I trust it?
I don't know.
It's a good site.
I
Caleb,
trust
bring it up.
Their checks land nicely in the Sevon Media LLC Bank of America account. Very nicely. I think it's the greatest site in the world.
So they're a sponsor.
I don't know. We have a relationship where I run this thing on the bottom and they throw coin at me.
Oh, they're getting close to 900 postings. I'm looking at
Wow.
that. We need 3 more.
It is actually a pretty cool site.
It is.
Oh, that's awesome.
If you're the working class, if you're not just living off of government paychecks like me, but if you have integrity and you're not a pile of shit, yeah, you go somewhere like this and get a job. Okay, so
Go for it.
So you're going to Florida. I keep hearing about this thing in Florida. This is who else do we know who's going there, Brian? We've interviewed
not very many that are going there. We know quite a few, and I actually am kind of curious this year what the environment's going to be like because,
this is the Matt Torres thing, right? We haven't had that guy on the show.
I got you. Matt Torres, we should have on the show. Who's going to train in Naples with James?
Is that where you're going, James? Naples?
Yes.
To live.
It seems like Retirementville. Trust me, it's not. If you go there, it's like there's so much to do.
Naples is dope. I've been there. It's amazing.
It's amazing.
But who's there though? Is Emma Carey there? Who's there? Who are all? I just feel like there's a ton of people going there.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah,
Brian's taking the day off. Go ahead.
Okay, I got you. Brian, I'll take your job, bro. I'm Brian in training. So Emma Carey's going. I'm not sure when she's coming because she just told me the other day that like she's not going to compete at Wodapalooza most likely just due to her back, which I think is super smart, especially being young. Like she's going through exactly what I went through with my knee, but like not as bad. And then my friend Ethan Tate, who's one of Matt's athletes, he will probably be at semis this year. He's pretty good. Then Dallin. Then you've had Phil Toon on the show. I'm pretty sure you're having him next week.
Yeah. That's a good dude.
Dude.
God, he's a good dude.
Yeah, he's awesome. And then Fee Shagafi is gonna come out a lot and train with us.
She's cool too.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, we got all the cool kids in Naples. And then let's see who else. I think that's like
Heidi's grandma's in Naples. Hey Heidi, all I see is that means you're gonna inherit a shitload of money. That's how I read that. You're great. Heidi's gonna be rich.
Set for life.
3 claps for Heidi.
I love that. Yeah,
let's go.
That's awesome.
Heidi, I'll be hanging out in Naples a couple of days after Wataplooza ends.
Oh,
Brian,
a little meet and greet going down.
Oh yeah.
I'm super excited. Heidi actually is going to be. We met her through the show and through Instagram, and she's going to help us in Miami at Wataplooza, which is awesome. Okay, sorry. Go back to who's going to be there, and what is the camp called? Is it the Matt Torres camp? What does it have a name?
Not yet. We just call it the Brute Squad because we're all part of Brute Strength, and you know. One of the things is like it's going to be a learning opportunity for all of us. It's all of our first times there in Florida. Like we're all there to learn. I think just having each other around and like learning from each other is going to be the biggest part. Like we're not going to be competing every day. Like we're still doing our own programs and like addressing our personal weaknesses. But like there will be times where we throw down and go super hard against each other. And But most of the time it's just like having each other around for training, not going against each other the whole time.
Tell me about what is brute strength again?
Brute strength is like, think of Comp Train Mayhem. It's a training company. It's a team of coaches who it's different than most because they have a specialty coach for each individual section. They have a gymnastics specialist. They have a swim specialist. They have a running specialist. They have a weightlifting specialist. They have kind of everything. So they have a coach who's professional in one area or a certain niche, and they're able to kind of just put that niche forward and help people in that specific area. So you're getting individual attention in each sector.
And all of these guys that he's scrolling through their profiles here they've been around for a while, and they are at the top, like right up at the top of the game in each of their separate specialties.
Yep.
So go. Is that guy Nick Fowler? Is that the founder?
I think it's Mike Cashew, isn't it?
I thought it was Cashew also.
Yeah,
I think it's Mike Cashew, because didn't him and his wife, like a D, like also founded Working Against Gravity. It was kind of at the same time.
That's the eating.
Yeah, but
company?
Nick Fowler,
Yeah.
Nick Fowler, Sevan, because he was like coaching Cara Saunders for a few years, and he's coached some other big name athletes at the games. Whereas Mike Cashew, he used to compete on a team at the games with, I think maybe Tommy Hackenbrook's team, and I don't think he like was kind of like the mastermind behind it, but I don't know that he necessarily coached the top athletes ever.
And I think I recognize both. I think Nick. Go back to Nick Fowler.
Did Nick Fowler
I think I'm supposed to like hate him or something. I think like he was a CrossFit hater or something.
hate him?
Can't remember. I have to check how I'm programmed in my previous life. Was he Brooke Ence's coach?
Yes. Yep.
I don't remember where the conflict was between him and CrossFit. But anyway, I absolve you of your sins, Nick. We are now friends. I absolve myself of my sins too.
I think he's actually worked with Roman Krennikov for a while too.
Oh, I love Nick Fowler. He's a good dude. And then this Mike Cashew guy, he had a podcast, right?
He used to host the Brute Strength podcast, but he's since turned that over to someone else.
Who did he turn it over to?
Michael, I never remember his
Schumacher.
last name. Michael
Shoemaker?
Schumacher.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. I was actually on their podcast a couple of months ago.
I mean, these dudes all wait, one more time. Look at these dudes' names. Matt Bruce, Michael Cashew, Nick Sorrell. These are all like Nick Fowler. These are all great. Oh,
Do you know
not
Sean
great names.
Pastuk?
I don't, but that's only so sorry, Sean. You got the shit name in the pile. Derek Stoltz. I mean, these
Actually,
are,
he's like you should probably know who he is. He's incredibly intelligent and I think pretty important in the space actually.
Yeah, and I think someone remembers him from that's what I say, Active Life. Like,
He's the one who fixed my knee. I worked with one of his coaches for a year and a half, who happened to be my actual coach's sister, Matt Torres' sister, named Nicole. And so Active Life, I credit a lot of my health and my success to them.
Oh, that's awesome. And that's your dude right there, Matt Torres.
My dude. Yeah. His birthday was yesterday.
Okay, someone say that guy's name below Matt Torres.
He just goes by Coach E. He's actually John Young's coach.
Oh, no shit.
It's your coach, John Young. Hey, your
Small world.
No. It's just you're not familiar with Brute Strength, but because they're not as like they don't. I feel like I don't know the best way to say it, but they're just not as much in the public. They don't worry about that. They do their work a little bit more quietly, but it's really good work.
It's awesome.
Oh, look, they got girls too. They got girls.
You should also have Dex on the podcast. Scroll down. Dex right there. Dex is a man. You would love Dex. He's such a troll.
Is that the guy he calls himself the gallbladder?
What?
Gallbladder.
No.
You know what I'm talking about? He's making fun. There's someone making fun of the Liver King now, and he calls himself the gallbladder god. Is it that guy?
No, it's not him.
Oh, Dex. Okay. It's a guy with the blonde hair like that and a huge beard, and he's buff, and he calls himself the gallbladder god. Okay.
Dex is incredibly generous also. He often reaches out to me with either some information or compliments of some of the stuff we do stuff on. So good guy.
Oh, and you love him because he's OPEX. Look at that. Like you just
A bunch of these guys are.
So basically, Brute, if you're serious about your shit, you go to Brute.
I mean, they're not the only option, but they're one of the top options, yes.
And they do it all. Like obviously they'll train you, they'll fix your knee, they'll tell you what to eat. They got it's all the dudes.
Yeah, that's a mindset. They go to everything. Like you're gonna get the whole package.
And is that expensive?
Depends on what you're going for. It's like, how ambitious are your goals? Are you really looking to be a CrossFit Games athlete? Like, you're gonna put an investment in.
Yeah, some lady yesterday at we were going to the tennis club we go to, and we're not members there, and so we use the back fence and we jump the fence, and some ladies like says you guys clearly aren't members here, and I'm like, oh yeah, we're not members. Actually, I spend $600 a month here so my kids can take private lessons here. I actually subsidize your membership, ma'am. Dumb bitch. Seriously, when we first started going to this tennis club, there were all these people like, how do you go to a tennis club? The people are horrible there. And I'm like, what are you talking about? That's just like, what is that? Some like Fletch shit? Like you just watch too many movies, like Chevy Chase movies, and you think tennis clubs suck. The old people at tennis, the old people suck. I hope I don't turn into one of them.
Savon, I worked at a golf club for 3 years, like a really rich, fancy golf club. And
yeah,
I was a busser and I worked weddings and like big events. And man, I would just get like, people were so rude and just so inconsiderate. And I was like, dude, I can't do this. I have to work for myself. That's one of the main reasons I started my own company. It was like, I don't want to work for anyone ever again.
Like if you see a 7-year-old boy scale and jump a fence and your first thing is just like to talk shit to him and his dad or him and his mom, like you got a problem. You should be like, dang, your kid got skills. or open the gate for them so the 7-year-old doesn't have to do it. Not talk shit. I mean, what's wrong with you people?
Dude, I drove a golf cart as a kid around my neighborhood.
That sounds fun. It
was so really fun. And I was reckless with it.
I thought you said your dad was mature. A mature dad would never let his son drive a golf cart around the neighborhood.
My dad's mature but cool. Like he trusted me.
All right.
And
that's nice to hear.
Dude, he's awesome. As long as I got good grades and didn't go to jail, like I'm good. Like so I drove a golf cart around, and I live on Snoqualmie Ridge, and the ridge is known to have moms who just want to cause trouble. That sounds weird, but like they basically
sounds like a place to Brian.
Oh my gosh. Brian turns his head. Ooh.
I wanted to make some sort of MILF joke there. Thank you, Sousa, for getting that in there.
So basically
put Sousa back in the green room.
Oh my gosh. There's a Facebook page called Ridge Moms or Ridge Daily, whatever. And I would always come up on the page saying teenage reckless golf cart boy needs to be stopped. And finally I got pulled over by the cops, and I was like, yes, like I'm gonna be okay. Like they'll probably support me, and they let me go. And then I got pulled over again. They're like, we're gonna have to confiscate your golf cart, man. Like you can't pull this out. So we sold the golf cart, but I had some great memories on it. But the moms did not like it. I was that bad kid for driving a golf cart.
Have you ever been arrested?
No,
never.
No.
Your window's probably closing. Like,
I say pretty low key. You'd be surprised.
Like once you hit 25, it's like the chances of you getting arrested just
yeah.
James, they took your golf cart from you?
No, they were going to if I got caught one more time. So we sold it to some dude in Eastern Washington.
Bill Gates. Okay, sorry. Go ahead, Ryan. They sold their golf cart to Bill Gates.
Dude, Bill Gates lives a mile from my house in Kirkland.
Wow.
Yeah. I go by his house on a boat sometimes. It's all underground.
And do you ever scream at him, nice titties, Bill?
No, he has bodyguards out there. He literally has like 50 guards on his property. Like that are just out there. If you get too close to his property, they'll wave you off.
Yeah, my uncle lives close to him too, and they were saying that the backing it up to Lake Washington was a security nightmare.
Oh yeah,
you can't control the water. Like that's where that's going to get breached. So he has tons of security. In fact, when you drive into that neighborhood, your license plate gets a photo. There's a big bar that you drive under with just tons of security cameras on it. So the moment you drive in, you're being tracked, and they have their own private police there.
It's nuts, dude.
Yeah, it's nuts.
Hey, Brian, hold that thought. I want to go off on a little rant here.
Please.
Oh no.
When George Bush Sr. was president of the United States, the head of the kids' physical fitness, or the physical fitness for the country, the guy put in charge of it was Arnold Schwarzenegger. And I remember being a kid and thinking, they got this juiced up fucking monkey as the fucking head of our fucking physical fitness. He's a complete piece of shit. He's no one that anyone should want to be like. Be careful what you wish for, people. Have you seen the current health director of the United States? It's the same thing I heard. Like
pick him up, Caleb.
like 3 or 4 years ago, they were like, Donald Trump wants to do a military parade. What a fucking scumbag. He's like Kim Jong-un. I'm like, yeah, Donald Trump's a fucking scumbag. Why does he fucking want a military parade? Now we're fucking, be careful, people. Now it's okay to take over blocks and see. Yeah, this is our, please bring Arnold back. I'll take the juiced up monkey, please.
Wait, this is the health director?
This is Rachel, or I forget what his name used to be, but this is Rachel Levine, Assistant Secretary of Health for the United States of America. Sorry, dude.
Does she do CrossFit?
He used to, but now that she's a she doesn't know. I don't fucking know. She doesn't do anything. She triple masks. It's not appropriate. It's not. What do I mean by appropriate? Sorry, I don't mean to sound like one of those old people that works at the or is mean to James at the country club, but it's not appropriate. It's not. I would much rather have the juiced up monkey. I would much rather have the military parade than let fucking Seattle be fucking taken over and police stations burning down. It's nuts. Be careful what you wish for, man. Oh man. He does cross something. That's correct. Yes, that crosses something. It cross. That our health director had its penis removed and turned into a vagina.
Wait, do you know that for a fact? Was it removed?
I don't.
Okay. Well,
Swan got up close and personal with the health director.
Don't know.
My dad loves this. He would. You should have my dad on the podcast. He would love to vibe with you on this.
And I don't care if you want to remove your penis. I just don't want you as our true north. I just don't want you as our true north.
I mean,
you're wrong. You're wrong. We actually should all have our penis removed. Fine, I'm wrong. I still don't want it.
Better just send him to the Northwest.
You know, I was explaining this to my brother last night. He goes,
he can move in James's empty bedroom while he goes to oh shit. And don't anyone say that I'm against homosexuals or don't start conflating issues. There's nothing I've told you guys a million times. If someone's want to put their beer down, they have to take a piss, I'd hold their dick for them. I have no problem with any of that stuff. But you got to be careful what you have as your true north. You can't have like we still need a true north. Like I don't want my president to have fucking huge holes in his ears, like trying to get a 70 gauge in there. Sorry, it's just not what I want at the front of the line.
I was more concerned with her weight than I was her sexuality.
All that, yeah, the whole thing. But there's obviously a pathology there, some sort of mental pathology. Like in the end, do you have any tattoos, James?
I don't yet.
I encourage you to put them off as long as possible.
I think that's awesome too. I
want to tell you two things. I don't have any tattoos and I don't do anal sex. And I tell myself that if I because I want to keep some things like for my future, like when I'm 75. Like you really want a tattoo? Get one when you're 75.
So you're saying you're gonna do the other thing when you're 75 too?
Probably not, but like I'm pushing it down. Like I don't want to eat everything on the fucking menu and there be nothing left in life.
He's not ruling it out. Not ruling it out.
You know what Greg Glassman told me the other day? I was talking to him. He goes, you ask someone you ask someone, what is the meaning of life, or what does life mean to me, or what mean to you, or what are your true goals and ambitions for your time on planet Earth? And they can't answer that question, but they can point to a picture on themselves that's defines them. It's like, what? What? You haven't even tried to find God yet, and you're getting shit written on your body and under your arm. Stop.
That's what I was gonna say. If I did get a tat,
knuckleheads.
If I did get a tat, it would be something God related. It just hasn't. I need to find my Bible verse that really sticks to me or something like that, because I don't want to put random ink on my body. It'd be something intentional.
Yeah, I get it if you're a SEAL and you want to put the trident on you. You're an Olympian, even though I think the Olympics are a joke. I get it. You're a UFC champion. You lost a child. Like you got something that just crazy rocked your shit. But just because you want this Celtic thing that dudes get around their arms, Tupac's Thug Life.
Oh, your arm's looking nice today, Sevan.
Thank you.
Look good, man. Roll those sleeves up.
Thug, jeez Louise. I'm on creatine right now. Creatine.
Oh, you got a filter on that lens?
No, just creatine.
Creatine.
I found some old creatine and arginine, and I've been taking it.
You got to get on that ashwagandha, bro.
I got to get on the Rad 140.
Yes, sir.
Have you? Do you have any temptation to in the off season to, you know?
What can you explain what that means?
Get the vax.
Do you have
no
any
temptation.
No temptation.
The thing is like, why would I want to take away from what I can do naturally? Like, I want to see what my body's capable of naturally. Like, I feel like steroids in this sport are just like, I'm too weak to do it on my own. Like, that's I don't like it. I think it's stupid.
I kind of get that, but I really want, like, I did put the Rad 140 in my shopping cart, and I wanted to buy it. And then as I was checking out, it said something about enlarged prostate, and at 49, I was just like, nope, and I left the site. But man, doesn't it sound fun? Just getting
I think
that out of your mind.
Wait, so Rad 140, is that like?
That's the stuff Ricky said he took. That's the stuff Ricky said he took, and you could just buy it.
It's proven.
It's proven, right? Yeah, and you know that shit worked. Like, I mean, I don't know. I mean, he looks great now too, but if I could look like, I don't even need to perform like Ricky. I just need to look like him.
Seven. Let's leverage this into a question I wanted to ask a little while ago.
All right. Go ahead. Thank you, Brian. For
James, how much do you like competing compared to training?
I like them both in different ways. I think that if I train too much without competing, I get sick of training. If I compete too much without training, I get sick of competing. I have to find the fine line of both. Like, I found that, like, I've been ready the last month and a half since West Coast, but like 4 months after, I was like, okay, like I need some time to reconfigure, go train some more, get better. I think as my margin closes, like as I get better and better, like I'll be wanting to compete more and more, just because I know that like it's more of a money making opportunity. It's like becomes a job. Like, once I can start making income off of competitions, it'll be like, I want to get out to as many as I can, while being smart about it. But I personally love competing just because I get to go see all these people from all around the world and like experience something new every time. Like, even if it's the same competition year after year, they always do something different. And so, yeah, I love competing. I love it.
And so, would you consider the West Coast Classic kind of like your first big competition against the, games contenders in the male individual side?
Yeah, I would say so. I was supposed to go to the West Coast Classic in 2020, right after Wodapalooza for my first individual comp. I got an invite, which I'm glad kind of didn't happen because I couldn't even snatch 225 then, and they were going to do a snatch ladder that started basically at that weight. And I was like, man, that would have been a crap show. But, here's the thing. It's like,
well, to be fair, there's been games athletes on the female side that have had a similar experience at the games and still placed well.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like not all about the weightlifting. It is about sometimes like just being smart. Like in the West Coast, the second one, so the one that actually happened this year in June, there was the thruster rope climb event and the second one of day one. And I got this no rep that I was so like, what the heck? Like, I touched the top of the pole and he said I came down too fast, or I didn't touch the top of the pole. I didn't even hear him, but I was coming down at the same speed I came down for every other rep. So it was just like, sometimes you get screwed by a judge too. And you just have to look at that as like, hey, like I can't control that. I'm going to move on. I'm going to keep giving my best. This got off topic, but that was a rant.
No, that's perfect.
Yeah.
It's perfect because if anyone hasn't seen or doesn't know what happened to you in that workout, I mean, that's a workout that you were really excited for. Legless rope climbs to that height are very good for you. You're so tall, you can jump really high. You have enough couple pulls, you hit the top, you're back down. You could actually have potentially won that event. Mm-hmm. And there were, top 10 games athletes at that field, and you could have won the workout. And but this happens all the time. Yep. Every athlete who's competed in the sport has had an experience like this. And I think you're better off having it when you're young.
Oh, for sure. I'm grateful it happened because it allowed me to experience adversity and show how can I respond to that. And now I know like I can handle that when it happens. It's probably gonna happen again in my career. I plan on being in the sport like for 15 more years going at it. Like that's my goal. But I do think that if you're able to like handle that stuff and able to look past it and move on pretty quickly, you're gonna do better. You're gonna have a better competition. You're gonna have more fun. You're gonna have longevity.
Do you train for that now that that happened? Like in training, will you purposely be right at the end and then go for another rep as if you got no rep?
You know what? I don't specifically train for that, but like I'll do rucks a lot now. And I'll tell my buddies, say, hey, I want you to turn it on in the end and sprint at the end. So I have to pass you.
Did you tell Cole that?
I did tell Cole that. I say, hey, dude, you make my training a little different now. So I did a 100-pound ruck for 2.5 miles up a hill the other day.
Wow.
It was disgusting. It was
Wow.
really gross. And at the end, I told my buddy, I was like, he had like 30 pounds on. I said, hey, I need you to sprint at the end. And like, it's just, I've tried to mimic that because that's the thing that haunted me most at West Coast.
Dude, that if Caleb, if you can find the footage of the finish of the ruck at West Coast Classic between him and Cole, this is like, I mean, you can't replicate this experience. This is too good.
Oh, wow.
But James, you can tell us what this is like. I mean,
yeah. Oh, dude. Yeah. So what you're feeling, I wasn't seeing anything. Like
this is a half hour of running with increasing amount of weights on your back.
And I was stupid and held the lead the whole time. And basically now I know hold second and be the chaser, not the chased.
Stay with this till they finish. This is great.
This is great.
That's why I was making the joke about Cole. Cole's the one who passed him here at the end of this event. And look, Sean Sweeney's right behind him. And I mean, look, it's cool that you're even in the mix with these guys, but I think a little bit more experience and you win this workout, you know?
Yep. Mm-hmm. And it was more of the fact that I had such a bad day the day before, like as in just things didn't go right. I got 2 bad finishes. And so I really wanted that to be like, hey, I'm here to do things. And I still did that, but I think that like it stung knowing like, man, I paced that wrong. Everyone felt like crap after it. There was no recovering after that ruck. Like,
what was your mouth doing in that? Can I see that again?
Dude, that's some whack stuff, man. You should see some lifts. I go like it's crazy. I'm not in control.
Are you making noise?
No.
Oh, I mean, like
it was the ultimate. I was like, dude, I was seeing stars. I didn't know what I was doing.
This is, I mean, watching him finishing this race was like, I don't know if I've ever experienced this, but it was almost painful because I'm like, man, this guy's leaving everything out there. He wants to win this so badly, but his body's got nothing left.
Mm-hmm.
And you look
selling.
I mean, you look good. You don't look like you're falling apart except for your mouth. When you look back there, what are you doing? You're like, oh shit, Cole's going to pass me. Who else is going to pass me?
I didn't know he was that close. My coaches said, you should have body checked him, man. Like got in front of him. I was like, I couldn't even think about that. If I would have gotten in his way.
I don't think that would have gone well.
I don't think so either. He's a football player.
I like that. Is that the brute strength guys tell you to do that?
Yeah, it was Coach Dex, the one with the beard.
And then respect. I agree.
Dex had some times, man. There was at the briefing.
You could have pinched him into that. You could have, what's that called in basketball? A screen. You could have screened him into that chick right there.
Yep. Dude, there was plenty of things, but that's the kind of competition awareness that you gain as you go. Like there's a clip of Cole doing that during the, what's it called? Rescue Randy event in 2018. He did it to, Brian would probably know.
2018, I can't remember who he did it to, but in 2019 in the Ruck Run event, he did it to George Sterner too.
Oh, what did he do?
So Cole's coming down the last stretch, he body checks Sterner. Sterner was another really good teen athlete. Made it to games in 2019. I don't think he's competing anymore, but he's still very fit. And so Cole actually has this experience that James is talking about. And this is the third time that Cole's had an experience like this. And it was, James just happened to be going up against a guy that has been there before.
Yeah. Cole's not afraid to get physical. That's for sure.
Yep. He's not. And he's a teddy bear until you walk out in the competition for, which is like exactly what I try and do. Like, I think that my motto is do it with a smile, like enjoy everything I do. But like going out on the competition floor, it's like you're there for blood. Like you're not there. Like it's fun, but you're there to like beat everyone. It's not all happy, fun and games all the time. Like that's how you see Cole on Instagram and in person. He's happy, fun and games until he steps out on the floor. Then he becomes this vicious animal you don't want to mess with.
I like this. Didn't Cole say something about on the beach run? On the beach run that he was going to run someone over. I don't know if he did that, but I do know that when they go out there swimming, you would hear stories of people swimming over people. And I just love that imagery. I just love just like the thought of like someone like Josh Bridges swimming out there and then just Cole swimming over the top of them and just mashing them.
It's amazing.
So you're gonna go to Florida. What is that like? Like, are you going there? Like with like you're just driving there, or it's just a one-way ticket there? Like that's it. You're moving there. You're gonna be like housemates with Dallin Pepper, or like do all of you live in the same house? Like this kind of feels like a dream, like a summer camp. And does your girlfriend go with you?
This is no, it does feel like a dream. It's one of those things where like it was a random idea like 7 months ago. And we're just like, we're going to make it come to life. Like we're the creators of our reality. So we got to make things happen. And so we basically changed all our school arrangements. I was doing University of Washington, the Dogs. You probably know them in the Pac-12. I was at their school. I was going to row crew for the
Is that where Cole Sager also went to school?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
He was running back there. Yeah.
Yes, sir. And so I was going to row crew for their team, which is actually, Sivan, great book for you to read, Boys in the Boat, if you've never read it.
Okay.
Yes. So
I know about the man in the boat. I know about the man in the canoe.
That's a good one too.
Yeah, the man in the canoe. Okay, go on.
So yeah, that the rowing thing, I ended up getting cut from the team. They couldn't have as many guys in the boathouse, and so my plan was to take 4 years off of CrossFit competitively and row for this team, and that didn't end up happening. So like this Florida thing was God saying like, there's something better out there for you. There's something greater. There's something beyond rowing. And so I ended up pursuing this with full heart, and basically all of us like just changed a bunch of things to make it happen. And I'm living with Ethan Tate over there. He actually trains with Dallin in Utah, and he's one of Matt's athletes. So we got a place together. Was originally supposed to get a place with Dallin, and then he got married, which I'm so happy for him. But Corinne, his wife, stole my best friend, which is okay. I love them. They're awesome. And yeah, so moving there, trying it out for 7 months. We have a 7-month lease. And then from there, hoping it works out. And I want to stay there long term. I want it to be like home.
And so you're saying that you organize it? This isn't something that Matt Torres organized and said, hey guys, I'm going to have a camp here. I live here. Anyone who wants to move here can come and join. You're saying that this is like more done by the athletes. Like, hey, Matt, we want to move closer to you.
Matt. So some of us had the idea of moving closer to Matt. And then Matt was the one who said, hey, I'm willing to make it happen. Like, let's start playing it out. And we were playing it out originally for like after the 2022 season. Like that was the first date we had in mind. But now we're like, hey, we want to begin our 2022 season here. Like we're ready. I'm glad it's now because I'm more ready than ever to go. Like just be on my own and go try something new.
Hey, what you're about to do in Florida is going to be like the good old days.
It is.
Do you know what I mean? Like you're going to look back at this in 5 years and be like, oh, this is before so-and-so popped for steroids. Oh, this is before so-and-so got married and had kids. Oh, it's going to be your good old days. Oh, this is the time when so-and-so drank a whole bottle of Goldschlager during the workout that day. And like, you know what I mean? Like this is going to be your good old days. Like there's going to be, this is the, like all the, this is like, what was that movie? Do you know the movie Outsiders? Do you know that movie?
I feel like I've heard of it.
Let me see if can you pull up that movie Outsiders?
Like with Pony Boy or Johnny Boy or whatever.
This is gonna show my age right here.
Way back when.
But it's basically like Tom Cruise, Rob Lowe, Matt Dillon, Ralph Macchio. Like these were the guys. Oh shit, these are them now. Yeah, look them. Patrick Swayze. These guys were
83.
Yeah, so I was 11 years old when this movie came out, and these guys all became just like the guys.
I saw this in school. I think we watched this and had to like write an essay on it.
Yeah.
Or I mean, it was a middle school reading book for decades.
Yeah.
Oh, it was a book?
Yeah.
Oh, show something.
That's all I know from a book. I didn't realize it was a movie.
Crazy.
So, but that's going to be your, it's nuts.
Squad, baby. Yeah, it is nuts. I'm very blessed. I'm very lucky I get this opportunity. And, it's like, it's crazy. One thing turns into another. Like 6 years ago, starting the sport, I never thought it would be a career that I'm moving somewhere for. Like, I just thought it'd be a hobby. And then next thing's next. And you're moving out all the way, like farthest point to farthest point. Like Seattle to Naples is one of the farthest flights in America. So it's like, I'm basically getting as far away from here as I can.
What will happen to next generation performance? Is that what it's called? Next generation.
Yeah.
What will happen to that?
Yeah, Next Gen Performance. It's my business. It's mostly online. So it's actually going to grow because I'm I'm basically going to have more time to put into it, doing a little bit less school while I'm over there. Still going to stay in school. But yeah, so I have.
Why are you still staying in school, to make your dad happy?
No comment.
Yep.
Okay, fine.
That's the 19 years old. That's what
Understood.
it's about.
I
You're still like making that leap where you're doing what you should be doing, quote unquote, by your parents, and starting to branch out and doing what you feel you want to do.
I'm not against college, but
I'm not either.
But I do think that like you should go there and be doing drugs and meeting hot chicks. The online thing doesn't make any sense to me.
That's what the house in Naples is for.
Yes,
right,
sir.
Right. Is that you right there on the right there doing that lunge?
Yes, that's me.
No, yeah.
Yep, that's me.
How about modeling? Can you do modeling? Why don't you do modeling?
That's so nice of you. I appreciate that, man. I think that'd be a fun gig. Never done it though. I have a pretty sus smile sometimes. I don't know if they'd want to put me in their magazines or anything.
What's that mean? What's sus mean?
Oh, dude, you have kids, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
They're not allowed they're not allowed to learn anything that I don't let them learn.
Do they like dab? Do they like dab and like whip and stuff still?
No.
No, they don't do that. Oh, okay.
No. They don't watch TV. They play with rocks. They got a box full of rocks for Christmas.
You sound like, did you put that in their stocking and be like, hey, it's not coal, it's rocks. This is a good thing.
Yes. What is sus? Is someone going to tell me?
Sus is suspect. Like as in let's see, how can I put this into terms?
I went to the Urban
Jeffrey
Dictionary.
Epstein is very sus.
Oh, wow. Giving the impression that
right?
something is questionable or dishonest, suspicious.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Sus. It's shorthand.
Very good. You got it. Hey, Savon, you learned something new today, dude.
Rachel is director of health for the U.S. sus.
Yes, thank you, Brian. Oh,
Now put it in terms you can relate to, Sava.
I have a question. I have a question for both you guys, Brian and Savon, and Matt. You can chime in too. Do you think that an overweight person can be a personal trainer?
yes. Yes, 100%.
Okay.
I think someone who's smoking cigarettes is a great person to tell you. Like some people see that as a hypocrite. I see that as like, yeah, you better listen to this motherfucker. They know.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
like the guy who's shooting up heroin. If he's like, don't ever get into this, I'm not gonna be like, you hypocrite. I'm gonna be like, all right, got it, check.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like
they're more effective because they're more relatable. Like if I come to you and I'm overweight and I look at you, James, I'm like, there's no way this dude's young, he's ripped, he's a freaking Israeli model. Like there's no, you know what I mean? But if you go there and they got a little extra, but they're still working on themselves and they still, they're still practicing what they preach, then they in turn may be a more effective trainer for certain people.
Mm-hmm. I agree with that.
That being said, I do believe that there's no one here except mirrors. I believe that everything is contagious, and we're all personally accountable for each other, and we're all role models, whether you want to be or not. And so, if you are obese and you are a trainer, you should be making. You owe it to everyone around you the obligation to work on yourself. Be the change you want to see in the world.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think? Do you
Is
think
that an original quote?
Yes.
That was
my God.
Nice,
oh my Gandhi. Cheese and rice. What do you think, James?
I do think that it's a possibility, but it's also like the respect. Like you are you gonna listen to someone who doesn't know how to fly a plane that says fly, like that's a bad example that's trying to teach you how to fly a plane.
I kind of see that one too, though.
Yeah.
I see that one too.
Like I think that it's hard to like it's not out of question, but I think that it's harder to respect someone while you're trying to get healthy that doesn't live a healthy lifestyle themselves. I think that could be difficult, but I do think that it's possible. I do think that being a trainer myself, like my story and my love for training people comes from my own journey of like losing weight and kind of finding myself. And that's where my love for like coaching comes from.
Yeah.
So I think that, you can come from anywhere and do anything, but I do think the respect part of it comes in of like, how do you see this person? Do you see them as living out the lifestyle themselves or just telling you to live it?
You know, along that same line, I don't man, I don't have to agree with you, but to play devil's advocate on myself, I don't want anyone telling me about enlightenment who's got fake titties and Botox. Like,
Very fair.
Like in tattoos. Like, you can take your like, I know how you I know where you went to try to find your happiness. You fucking cut yourself open, had plastic bags stuck in you, got a bunch of ink on your face, and now you have botulism injecting your face to get rid of your wrinkles. Like, I know that that's not where the happiness I want. And I don't want my wife to have that or my kids to chase that.
Mm-hmm.
So I see.
This is a topic I've contemplated for a long time, you know, and I think it's somewhere.
I personally would take a fat coach. Like, I don't care.
Yeah.
But
I think there's somewhere in the Bible where it says, like, if you're choosing to go into ministry, I'm paraphrasing, obviously, that you need to hold yourself beyond reproach to a higher standard because you need to set the example. But I'm totally in agreement with Souza here. It's like, you can, if you're Dallin Pepper who has no skeletons in his closet, it's not a bad thing, but it's a hard person to relate to. Whereas if you're someone who's overcome quite a bit to get there, has had to deal with loss, deal with sacrifice, give things up, overcome hardship, and then you end up in that position, you're much more relatable and you have the greater ability to empathize with the people that are coming to you.
For sure. I think the job of like being a young business owner has and just that role has taught me so much about different people I'm going to deal with in this world. Like I've dealt with so many different clients that like just respond in different ways. And like, I've had to be like, always as a business owner, you're trying to tell people yes, and try and give the customer the benefit of the doubt or the client. But it's like, it's so interesting when you get challenged with that. How can you hold your business integrity high and say like, hey, how can I make this work when someone's really pushing your buttons?
It's a trip, and that's a trip. I mean, there's someone for everyone. There's someone for everyone. If you're driving like an ass, you'll affect those around you. Fair. You don't know what's happening inside that car, but it doesn't matter. True. We're all responsible for each other's safety on the road. Shit. Right. Like, you spilled your orange juice on yourself. We don't give a fuck. Still drive right. I got my kids in my car. Deal with the orange juice when you park. I get it. Yep. That chick's hot, by the way. Who is that? Eva Katz. That's a Greek girl.
Yeah, she's going to be helping us out at Wada too.
That girl is?
I think so. Yep, she'll be holding the camera for us.
Yeah,
Nice.
God, the Greeks make good girls and good dudes. All right, what are you? What are you, James?
I'm English, man.
You are? Yeah, you got the Greek fro.
I got, some people call it the Great Wall of China. They say it's too big.
It's kind of the thing though with your generation, right? There's one of the jiu-jitsu instructors at my kid's school, Colton. He's got this crazy pompadora in the front. It's like one of those cantilever bridges or homes. Do you do that? Do you let that thing come way over the front? And you're like, how is that thing not falling in his eyes?
Dude, you know, I don't let it do that. I don't even use gel, man. I just use that blow dryer and it sticks up there. And then when it gets too long, I know I need a cut when it gets in my eyes in training. I feel like if I pull it down and then it's like in my eyeballs, I'm like, this is too much.
You got your dad's hair.
Dude, my dad has no hair.
Sevon, you shared my Insta yesterday. I know you're lurking. Damn. Quick, pull that comment down. There's 3, ban her forever, Caleb, in the, I think you can block her forever. You know, since misery likes company, there's this story of Dave saying something to Danielle Brandon, like, what was your name? And she goes, you know who I am. I saw you and Matt Fraser lurking in my stories the other day. I was like, damn, that's a great, just in front of like 20 people. Danielle Brandon, no one's lurking in your stories. Everyone has you blocked. How about the make WOD great again guy? He's like showing like that girl doing burpees by the poolside in a thong, and then like you're watching him and you can hear her body like slapping against. Do you know what I'm talking about, James?
I don't know that one.
Can you pull that up? That it's so crazy. It's so good.
Me not make WODs great again.
Brian, imagine if you never inserted, like I would have just run down that hallway about how of the anal sex talk about not until I'm 8.
You'd be celebrating those last 2 minutes of life. Good thing I'm always waiting at the edge of the cliff for you.
Oh.
Okay, so look at this. You're just like, you can't even believe what you're
watching. Hey, what you watching?
Oh my goodness.
Oh, geez.
That's amazing, dude.
Oh my goodness. That is that girl is Michelle Bassinet, right?
Baznet.
Bassinet.
There's 2 syllables. Baznet.
Yeah. Bassinet. Is she cool? Is she cool with that? Is she like
She reposted it.
oh well, 'cause that's awesome. I mean, shoot it. I mean, it's
I think she posted the original one, and then Wad Zombie just took it and then put the little
Jesus.
"Hey, what you doing?" thing at the end. Yeah.
added Jesus. You know that's supposed to be Jesus, right, Matt Souza?
Yes.
And you're supposed to feel guilty, like he caught you, like doing like.
Is that what that was?
That's how that one works.
Got it. I feel it now. I feel guilty now.
James, so you're going to go to Wodapalooza, and is how many competitions have you been in where you're with like the guys?
This is my second one.
And what was the first one?
The West Coast Classic.
Okay. Are you? Is it as exciting as the West Coast Classic? Are you like, holy shit, I'm like all the bulls I'm gonna be in that corral with all those fucking bulls?
Way more excited, but way more locked in. Like I have a goal this time that's actually like I have a tangible goal. While West Coast didn't have a tangible goal.
And way more excited also because you were a 400 horsepower Ferrari and now you're 511 power Lamborghini.
You got it.
You're growing.
That's it right there.
James,
Yeah.
are you putting that goal out there, or is that just a personal?
Yeah, yeah. I want to go out in top 10 at Wadapalooza.
That's a good goal. It's gonna be an awesome field, man.
There's a lot of guys there. There's a lot of guys you just like aren't even like putting into the count, like, but are gonna show up. Like, there's a lot of dudes.
So, guys, the reason why you want to get on the James Sprague, you want to start watching him, you want to start following him because he's obviously going to get better. And this is the time when, this is what it's all about being a fan, watching someone grow and get better at every single competition. And what's cool is if you put your money on James, if you get invested in watching him grow, you're going to see him grow. I mean, unless his knee breaks again, then he'll be out and you'll have to pick a new horse. But it's crazy. It's crazy to think that you made it into this corral. Just making it into that corral is crazy. And now you're going to do it again and you're going to be better this time. And it's an insane field, right? Yeah. I don't mean to dog on the women.
I think there are at least 13 games athletes from this past year. So to make the top 10, you've got to beat a handful of guys who were at the games this year.
Mm-hmm.
But there are definitely a handful of people who were not at the games who are legitimate top 10 threats. And you're definitely in that conversation.
Thank you. Appreciate that. I think that Wodapalooza also, the events, I really like them, how they program them. Like there's always swimming, there's always running, there's always long grindy chippers that aren't really that heavy. There's always just high volume of just cardio, like suck fest type of things. Like their qualifier has the worst workout known to man. It's called death by. Like it's literally the worst workout there is.
It is,
and it's like
a nightmare.
It's just gritty. You've done it, Brian?
Yeah, I got into the second round. I'm sure you got into like the fourth or fifth round, and it just gets worse and worse every round.
It's so bad. It makes you like, it's one of the only workouts me and Down talk about this that's made both of us cry.
Wow.
It is, because it's like, it's not that hard. You look at it, you're like, I can do 8 or whatever it is, but it just adds up and it becomes a nightmare, because the better you do, the more you have to do, the worse it becomes, the faster you have to go. There's no escape.
Yeah, there's no rest. There's none. It's bad.
Will you beat Colton Mertens?
Is he at Waza? He's going to Wodapalooza? I think that this is a better competition for taller dudes.
There are, we were talking with Colton about this. There's also 13 guys in the competition who are 6 feet or taller.
Mm-hmm.
And he's one of one now, because Scott Tetlow had to withdraw, that's under 5'7". So he's like going to be a clear outlier in the field in terms of height.
What happened to Scott Tuttle? He couldn't get on the airplane. There was a height limit, 5'3" or taller.
Yeah, they actually use you're like a model of you as a benchmark, and if you're below, you're out.
You're not taller than this guy. You
Poor
can't
guy. Did not make the cut.
There's just a picture of me going like this, and you got. Oh, what happened to him, Brian? Do you know? He got the COVID.
No, just I think not feeling as healthy as he wants to compete. So better not to risk it.
So how about Taylor Self? Will you beat Taylor Self?
Is that a dude?
Perfect. Yeah. You couldn't have answered that better. Anytime you're a guest on the show and I ask you about Taylor Self, if you just say who, I'll send you $50. I'll send you a gift certificate. $50 gift certificate. Look at this go. Who?
So honestly,
Congratulations, James. You now make more money than me and Matt on the show.
come on now, baby. Let's go. Savon, I'll be back any day you need
Yes, $50 a day. Who?
me. So
Yeah,
who
maybe
is he?
next
For
time.
real. For real. I want to know now.
Taylor Self, he was at the Granite Games. He finished 6 points out of making the games spot. Actually, Colton Mertens got 5th. 3 points behind him was Nick Matthew, and 3 points behind that was Taylor Self. And all of those guys will be at Wodapalooza. So Nick and Taylor will certainly feel like they have something to prove because they think that both of them feel like they were just one execution away from making the games this year.
Gotcha. Interesting.
Taylor's more. I mean, really, that's the long-winded explanation that Brian gave you. Just think of him as Jason Hopper's whooping boy. I mean, he's basically Jason Hopper's just training partner.
Gotcha.
Jason keeps him around so that he has someone to beat up on.
I like that.
Except Taylor beats Jason more often, apparently.
Oh, don't ruin my story. Don't ruin my story.
It's funny, like how some dudes can whoop a games athlete in training, but not on the competition floor. Like I've yet to prove that I can beat Dallin on a competition floor in a lot of things. But in training, I can whoop his butt in most things. So he's really good at like competing and training, 2 different animals at most times.
And that's exactly what Hopper says too.
Yep.
And that guy Taylor though is a savage, and he's funny as shit. Like if shit gets too heavy, you want to hang with him.
I think he crushed 1 or 2 of the workouts in the last chance qualifier, but he just didn't have the strength. He was like 2nd and 3rd on 2 workouts, 6th on the other, and then 28th on the lift. So basically, just the heavy lift kept him out. He was like, otherwise he would have made it.
This is the last chance qualifier.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So out of the 30 guys that were like closest to making it, he was 2nd, 3rd, 6th, and then 28th on the lifting event. Just not strong enough.
Dude, he's really impressive. Has my respect. Taylor, I take back saying, who is he? Savon, you get your $50 back.
No, we'll cut it. We'll cut that part out. It's too late.
That's insane. Oh my gosh. Whatever.
James Sprague, thanks, man. I'm excited that you're on the show. I'm getting excited to watch you at Wadapalooza, and also throughout the week, we will be bugging you. Don't feel any pressure, but we'll probably send you links a couple times to try to get you on the show. If it doesn't work out for you, don't click the link. If it does work out for you, click the link. It'll be super low stress, but we'll be bugging you.
You got it, brother.
James is one of those guys. Like if I time it right, if I catch him at the right time, he'll hop on for a conversation for sure.
Dude, I'd love to catch me. I think the first day is going to be pretty low key and chill on Thursday. Like we'll have 2 events at most. And so I'm catch me on that day for sure. That'd be awesome. We'll catch up.
We're going to be going live from the floor and doing interviews live just like this during Wodapalooza. So you'll be on your back finished, and Susan or Brian will run over to you with an iPhone, and you'll see my ugly face on there, and we'll start talking to you.
Oh, my gosh. So you're not going to be there in person, Savon?
No. Why would I leave this?
Oh, my gosh. You're right. You got the setup, bro. What am I saying?
Yeah, why? When he could just send me. It's all good.
So true.